So, Ben, as you know, the trustees of CLL Support were very conscious that one of the charity's purposes was to promote and support scientific research into the treatment and care of all CLL and SLL patients. We're so keen for people with CLL to be represented when clinical trials are being proposed. And this is what patient and public engagement and involvement's all about. You kindly joined the trustees at our meeting in December 2023 when we talked about how we might be more proactive in responding to requests for input into research.
I don't think your timing for this initiative could have been any better. All research, can be made better, can be improved by good PPIE, whether it's by making research questions perhaps more relevant, or by making the participants' information more accessible. Increasingly, I think research ethics committees really require good PPIE, adequate PPIE. So, yeah, I'm just so pleased to see how much you've managed to achieve since those early conversations.
Thank you. And early on, we came up with our name STAR, which stands for Studies, Trials and Research. We thought we wouldn't get anywhere without an acronym, so there you are. But then we weren't sure what to do next. But one of the best things we did was that those of us affected by CLL on the STAR group talked about what we each thought good PPIE looked like. And we came up with a hand, if you like, 5 fingers, because the idea is it can interact with the other side, the clinician input into trials and PPIE. And the 5 points on the hand were that PPI should be embedded and costed, so right from the start of any trial. It should involve a respectful partnership, obviously both ways. It should have effective communication both before a trial and during a trial so that patients and the public know what's happening. It should respond to patient need, so very much finding out what matters to patients and what can we do about that. And it should encompass not just a clinical intervention, but quality of life, looking at that aspect. And the results of our 2024 member survey have been invaluable in helping us understand what matters to patients and their carers.
And you were able to share that that model, with the UK CLL Forum. And that's the body of clinicians interested in CLL and researchers interested in CLL who are able to bridge that gap. That's what the forum is for, between researchers, clinicians, and patients. And there are now, delighted to say, 2 members of the UK CLL Trials Committee. It's myself and Dr. Piers Patton, who are really privileged to be members of your STAR group.
It's been so good to develop the relationship between our charity CLL Support and the UK CLL Forum. We've both been going for over 20 years, mutually supporting each other, and I'm really pleased with the strength of the partnership at the moment. And what's good is that members of the UK CLL Forum are now approaching us and saying we'd like to have some PPIE. We're looking at a possible proposal, but we need your input. And so that's a fantastic win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been really great to see how things have evolved over the last 18 months or so, and you're clearly becoming busier with it. So I think the need for PPIE is only ever going to increase. So it was great to see you launching your register just a few months ago.
Yes, so there was a bit of a sort of, we know we need to do this, but what's going to happen next? So we were delighted in the early days of the register when we had an approach from a local cancer alliance, and they wanted to find patients who might be interested in joining a steering group to look at prehabilitation and physical activity. So we can subdivide our register. We contacted the members on the register that were from the right geographical area, the right stage of their CLL condition, and we asked them if they'd like to get involved, and over half of them said yes. And then we passed the names on to the Cancer Alliance, thinking they'd choose 1 or 2, and in fact they wanted to involve all of them. And we just couldn't have done that without the register. It's just such a good way of finding people wanting to get involved.
No, it was really great. And you honestly, you couldn't have done that without the register.
So, but we're very conscious that before doing formal PPIE related activities, because there are some of them are more technical, if you like, than others where people's views are being sought. But if we're looking actually at PPIE, patients need to understand something about the background.
And I completely agree. And this is one of the reasons why Dr. Nick Martinez, who's the chair of the CLL Forum now, and I have been so pleased to be working with you on the 2 PPIE training webinars that you're developing. So once we've run those webinars, the recordings will be available on the website as a resource so that people can understand much more about what's expected of them when they get involved in PPIE.
That's fantastic. So still early days, but we're very pleased with how we're evolving. And thank you so much for your support and encouragement, Ben.
No, not at all. Thank you very much, Hilary, and everyone at CLR Support, for what you're already doing. Really excited about the training webinars. You've really, hit your brief and achieving your aim on being proactive in responding to requests for input to research up and down the country. And I think those requests will keep coming in. So thank you.
Thank you.